Hello world! It is your girl Liz here, and I am here to talk to you about the beaches of Puerto Escondido. Of course, you guys know I love the beach, I love swimming. I like to refer to myself as a beach connoisseur. This is actually the first time in my life I've ever referred to myself as that, so I just totally made that up. Even when I picked the place in Mexico that I wanted to go, I did not do any sufficient amount of research. I feel like I didn't look up anything about Puerto until like 2 or 3 days before I was going. I mean, I just kind of heard that it was like a surf place and all this stuff, and I wanted to practice surfing like I was doing in Barbados. The most southern point beach in Puerto is La Punta. La Punta is a surf spot. I've seen beginner surfers, advanced surfers over there. They actually even held a surf competition over there. I was over there about 4 times out of like my whole stay, and I was down in Puerto for about a month. The area is a little hippie, I guess you would say, and as mentioned in my last video when I was in Mazunte, yeah, hippie is not exactly the coolest thing when you run into real hippies. A lot of naked people tanning, a lot of people that are into weird stuff. There's a bit of like a druggy kind of like vibe that's like kind of creepy. And you know, of course they have like the bougie, vegan, organic, fair trade, you know, that whole kind of, not that there's anything really wrong with that, but I mean, like, you know, Mexicans, they don't have time to be worrying about all that stuff, you know what I mean? I've seen people swimming over there, they look like they get fucking washed. So if you are not a strong swimmer, I would not suggest going over there. When I do see people, they don't go too far in, they just kind of like stay near the front, and yeah, they still look like they get it fucked up. Beach number 2 is Playa ZICATELA. That is the beach that I actually, like, my hostel that I stayed at was at that beach. That beach is another surfing beach. Most of the people surf down where restaurants are. Do not swim in that water. I repeat, do not swim in that water. Even if you're a strong swimmer, still. I met a guy there who we chatted on WhatsApp. Then I hit him up and I didn't hear from him for a few days. And then when he finally got back to me, he told me that he was like swimming in ZICATELA and that he had closed his eyes for a second. And I guess, I don't know, maybe turned his back on the wave, which is like rule number 1, don't turn your back to the ocean because it will seriously humble you. He turned his back, the water came up over, crushed down on him, then picked him up, threw him onto the beach, then came over and crashed onto him. He got a concussion. He was bleeding from out of his nose and mouth. He seriously could have died this day. And I have another story of another friend who was trying to get out and she got sucked in. And another guy who swims pretty well, and he went in and he literally said that he thought he was gonna drown. Long story short, do not swim in ZICATELA. Do not do it. This is cool. I like doing this. Also, ZICATELA is not for beginner surfers. This is for advanced surfers. Well, I wasn't there when it happened, but one of the surfer girls at my hostel came back with her board in 2 pieces. Yeah, it's known for breaking boards. The best thing you could do is, if you want to enjoy ZICATELA, go have some food on the beach. Go have a drink on the beach. Go watch the surfers surf at sunset. Do not go in that water. So the next beach is Playa Coral. The first time that I actually tried to swim while I was in Puerto, this is the first one I went to. Oh my God, it's so damn shady to get to. Like, I was freaking scared traveling by myself, going to Mexico. Someone at the hospital recommended that I go to Playa Coral. I don't know why the fuck they did that, but I went there, took a cab, because the cabs, everything is cheap as hell in Puerto. 35 to 40 pesos to get most places, which is basically like $2. It was like less than like subway fare, taking a train, so you just take a cab everywhere pretty much. The cab drops you off at the top of the road, and this is when my Spanish was still really horrible, and the guy's like trying to tell me like go down. All the beaches in Puerto are like at the bottom of cliffs, if that makes any sense. Most of the beaches are not like you're on land and you walk straight to the beach and then there's water. It's like you gotta go down to some place. I got off at the place with the cab and I was like, have to go down like this dirt path. It's not even really there. It's like, I don't know. It's just very, very fucking shady. Felt like, okay, this is where something bad happens to people. Thankfully, these two happy looking white guys started coming up behind me. I'm like, excuse me, sirs, do you know how to get down to the beach? And they're like, oh yeah, follow us. And I got down to the beach and it was gorgeous. And there was like 3 people on the beach, 1 person swimming, some chick topless tanning. People do that pretty frequently over here. Well, I wanted to go somewhere, first of all, where there was more people, and the water just didn't look like swimmable. I was just like, all right. The waves looked kind of rough, and it was just like, it just wasn't what I was looking for. They were saying that there was another beach more swimmable, the other side of like these rocks to this beach. We are actually on our way to Playa BACOCHO. If you want to go from Playa Corral to BACOCHO, you have to like go over these rocks, and like it's a freaking obstacle course, but it was like one of the coolest things I've ever done, and it's like so beautiful. In the rocks, there are like these little like small whirlpools that you can like just like go and sit in, and like, you know, there's all these cool rocks. The water is so clear and clean. It's just really cool over there. Eventually I get over to Playa BACOCHO. So Playa BACOCHO is a huge beach. It's super long. From my memory, like looking down the beach, I never saw an end. It was just like, it just disappeared into the distance. I don't think that I would really swim here either. I didn't really see anybody surfing, but I did see some guys wakeboarding before. Playa BACOCHO does have something that's really cool. On Wednesday nights, they have a cinema on the beach. Around 7 o'clock, they set up like a projector. You basically watch films on the beach, like at night, like right after sunset. And so like a resort that hosts it, and they sell like food and drinks. That was something that I look forward to like every week. I went every single week. They also have a turtle release, but they basically have these baby turtles. You can pay a fee, I think it's like 100 pesos, and you get to hold the turtle in like this little cup, take them to the shore and let them crawl into the ocean. Okay, turdy, I'm gonna release you now. There you go. Oh, it's beautiful. It's fun because everybody's just like standing on the beach and they're like cheering for their turtle, like, yeah, look at him go, he's going, he's going. Overall, BACOCHO is not really a place to swim. That's just from my experience, what I saw. I don't know if other times of the year it changes. Playa CARRIŽALILLO. So CARRIŽALILLO is the swimming beach. So I've talked to you so far about 3-4 beaches, and none of them that you can swim in, basically, up until this point. CARRIŽALILLO is super crowded. Crazy. So when you get to CARRIŽALILLO, you have to like walk down this path. There's some people selling some stuff. This is one of the beaches I said that you have to go all the way down to get to. Probably the craziest way I've ever gotten to a beach in my life. You have to take these stone steps down, probably about 6 to 8 flights of steps. From the top though, it is one of the most beautiful sights. So once you have made it down the steps and you haven't died, at CARRIŽALILLO there are so many restaurants, so much food, and it's just like a non-stop food and drink festival. The only downside to CARRIŽALILLO, I would say, is it's so crowded. Literally, it's like you, someone else on their towel next to you, someone next to them. Like, it's really packed. This beach actually is frequented by a lot of tourists. Yeah, so if you're looking for a nice quiet day at the beach, not a lot of people, this is definitely not the place to go. However, you can swim in CARRIŽALILLO, of course, and they actually have surf lessons. The break for surfers is farther out than where the swimmers are, so you don't have to worry about that. The downside, I would say, to CARRIŽALILLO, besides the fact that there's like 600 million people there were days when I went there and I was just like not really having fun. Like, the waves were just like too big and too rough. The beach is very steep. It gets really deep really fast. It's a very short distance from like where the restaurants are to where the water is. I've seen tons of people's stuff get washed away, like speakers get wet. I mean, still go there. Definitely is beautiful. It's definitely worth the trip if you're over there. The second to last beach and my second favorite beach is Playa Angelito. I really like this beach because there are tons of Mexicans there. This is like the beach where all like the Mexicans from other parts of Mexico come and they have their families. There's like musicians going around playing music for you. The food is so good. Me and my friends were there one time and we ordered some oysters, and like the guy literally went over to the rocks, brought us the oysters. This probably sounds gross, but there was still like sea creatures squiggling around outside the plate on the edge of the shell. That's how fresh it was. I just really like the vibe there. Like everyone's just like drinking, having fun. There's like literally no tourists. And of course there's like the beaches lined with restaurants, people selling souvenirs, selling food that they made at home, like all different kinds. I don't know if I said this before, but it's like a seafood town. So it's like you get seafood so cheap. The water is definitely a lot more calm than CARRIŽALILLO, better for you. They also have like guys with boats that they can take you out to do some like water activities. You can do a little bit of snorkeling. It's not that great because I went snorkeling over there. Yeah, you can't really see through the water that well. Certainly better than like New York or something. The last beach of Puerto Escondido is my favorite beach, Playa Manzanillo. So I love Playa Manzanillo. It is actually right next to Angelito, the beach I was just talking about. One of my biggest regrets is that I always wanted to go over there, but I would look over there and I wouldn't really ever see anybody over there, so I didn't go. And I didn't actually end up going over there until like my third to last day. It is cleaner than Angelito for whatever reason. It's just as calm as Angelito. They also have restaurants and stuff like that. Mostly I see over there as tourists, but it's completely quiet. It was just amazing. And I was able to snorkel over there one time and it was really cool. Like they have lots of cool rocks over there. You can swim out pretty far. It's just a really great beach. And I would have to say definitely if you want to relax at the beach, swim, snorkel, Manzanillo is the beach to go to. When I do go back to Puerto, I don't know when that will be. I would definitely spend most of my time over there at that beach. CARRIŽALILlo, Angelito, and Manzanillo are all relatively near to each other, so you could hop from one to another one to another one. So those are the beaches of Puerto Escondido. Overall, I have to be honest with you guys. If you are looking for a vacation, a beach getaway, somewhere where you can relax and you can just go in the water and go get a drink, and I would not say Puerto Escondido is a place to go for that. It's more of a surfing town. It's definitely not somewhere I would say to just go lay at the beach all day, because like the sun down there is just like so crazy, like you'll literally burn to a crisp and die. But it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of other reasons to go down there. If you're looking for a seafood town, maybe learn some surfing, some Spanish lessons, they had those down there. It's a great place to be, but it's definitely like a surf excursion. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment, rate, and subscribe. Let me know what you think. I have a few more videos on Mexico left, and I will see you next time. Bye! Hey guys, thank you for checking out this video. I love you. I love you. If you really like the content that I make on this channel, please consider making a one-time donation on my PayPal or becoming a Patreon. The links are in my bio.